Hello, hello. What's up? It's your girl Roz. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Roz's Happy Hour, where we try to bring you the best in entertainment and arts. And I'm so happy you joined us this evening. As always, I don't take it for granted that you stopped by Roz's Happy Hour. So, what's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's going on? It's been a tough week. A lot's going on. So, do me a favor, turn your TV off. Just, let's have some fun for about an hour, reset our hearts and our mind. The news isn't healthy. So, let's have some fun tonight. All right. But let me also send up a prayer for those affected by the hurricane. I can't even imagine hurricane plus COVID. Oh my God! Did you see our show last week with Chris Walker, the musical director for Al Jarreau for 22 years, as well as his bassist? He gave us so many great surprises, singing Time to Change and closing with Stan. It was so good. I mean, we had a ball. So he's dropping a new single August 7th. You guys, please download it. And you can check it out, our shows on replay at Roz's Happy Hour YouTube page. Also, while you're there, check out some of our other shows. And we'd love if you subscribe while you're there too. So keep up with what we're doing. Also, could you please do me a favor right now? Just share this link so others can get on because we got another awesome show planned for you tonight. So we want everybody to be able to jump on as well. Okay, y'all ready? Our guest tonight needs no introduction, you guys, but I'm going to ask you to participate. So give us some hearts, ask some questions, let's have some fun. Oh, grab you an adult beverage. Let's act like we're at a jazz festival. I miss it. We haven't been at a jazz festival in so long. So anyway, he's backstage and he's getting ready to come on. So let's show him some love tonight. 20 albums, 8 Grammy nominations, multi-instrumentalist, writer, producer, artist. Please welcome, put your hands together for jazz saxophonist and my friend, the one and only Gerald Albright. Hey! I'm good. How are you? What's happening?
Oh, everything's happening. Just trying to stay in it,
Everything. Well, welcome to Roz's Happy Hour, and I just want to thank you in advance. So, can we have a cheers? Because I'm so glad to see you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers to everybody who's here visiting with us today. This is awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Right.
So, Gerald, how have you been? You missed the stage?
I missed the stage immensely. I miss my people. I miss my fans, and it's been 4.5 months since I've been on anybody's plane or anybody's stage, and I wholeheartedly miss it a lot. But the upside is that I'm home doing new music for a new record.
Okay.
And just kind of mixing it up. I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to unleash it to my audience and to the globe. Very, very excited.
So I heard you're a new grandfather. Congratulations!
Woo! I am so elated. Yes. I've been a grandpa for 4.5 months now. His name is Gavin Eli, and he's an absolute charmer. I just FaceTimed him this morning. And he was smiling at his grandpa and making all those wonderful baby noises. And, he already has me around his hand, man. He has me around his finger.
So. I know that's right. Well, congratulations to the new parents.
Thank you.
Your wife, Glennis? Please tell her hello. Shout out to Glennis.
I will definitely tell her you said hello. She's doing fantastic. And she says hello to you and everybody here too. So everybody's good. Family's good. Thank God, it doesn't have to be that way in these times, so I'm just truly thankful that
Yes.
everybody here is doing fine, COVID free, and just moving forward, trying to
Praise
get through
the
this
Lord.
pandemic like everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Praise the Lord. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Albright, you're a native Californian?
Yes.
Right
Grew up,
on.
uh, grew up in South Central Los Angeles. Most people know it as Watts, California
Oh, okay. You are really Californian.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a fun upbringing. I had great parents, God rest their soul, and they raised me and my brother up right. And uh, from that point, it was just about going through the growing pains and trying to be the best person that I could be.
Yeah.
And I'm always trying to do that on a daily basis. So, but yeah, I am definitely West Coast.
West
You know,
Coast.
yeah,
Yes, yes, indeed. So, where's everybody else from that's watching? You guys put in the comments where you're from.
yeah. I
Um,
see some familiar names here.
oh, well, you want to holler at some people? Let's see.
Well, I see first and foremost my content editor and social media person, Desiree Benson.
Oh my God,
She's
that
always
woman right there is
talk of
the
what.
bomb.
Oh, yeah, she's a sweetheart. I see Tonda Hill, who's a part of my GA All Star fan club. She's so very helpful. Every time I do events in her area, she's right there helping and assisting. And thank you for the birthday wish, Tonda. I appreciate that. It's not until later on this month, but,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
but this is the month.
there she is. There she is. Well, yeah, because you're Virgo. We're Virgos.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got
yeah.
one coming
I'm
up,
a,
and
and I'm a
that
true Virgo. Are you a true Virgo?
true Virgo.
I'm all the way Virgo. I mean, sometimes I laugh at myself at how much of a Virgo I am.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Everything they say about Virgo, that's me. I
Yep.
mean, okay, so um yeah, so I'm looking forward to just hearing some of your new music but before that, I'm like, you actually started playing the piano when you started in this business? You went from
Well, I was about 8 years old, so I wasn't quite in the business yet. But
oh, okay.
like many of us in South Central LA, we grew up in the church, and my brother actually was the real pianist in the family. He played piano and trombone, and played it well. And at that time, I was playing bongos. We had a little cheap set of bongos at the house,
Oh,
and as he
wow.
was playing the piano, I would be playing bongos. And sometimes we did, a couple of few church gigs. It was kind of a nice setting for
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
a brother duo, in church doing their thing. And but I started on piano, which honestly, I did not like piano at 8 or 9 years old. I'd be committed to, learning scales and things like that. And I'd look out the window in my neighborhood and I see my partners playing baseball and football outside while I'm practicing on the piano. I'm like, I am not feeling this. so, so I honestly, long story short, I was never prepared for my lessons whenever my teacher came. And his name, God rest his soul, was George Turpo. And he started
Oh,
me both on the piano and the saxophone. And he was the church choir director at our church, Beulah Baptist Church in South Central LA. And that's how we got to know him. But he also did a lot of moonlighting as a music teacher. And he had several students who, ironically, I run into in my travels periodically.
mhm.
So it was kind of a cool thing. But the fact that I wasn't prepared from week to week on piano, um, the teacher went to my parents and said, Gerald's not feeling this piano. Let's do something else. And he happened to have an old saxophone in his garage that he hadn't played in years, and so he decided to put that to good use and bring it to the next lesson. And so he opened this old black velvet case that smelled of history. The case itself had stories. And
Wow.
and he put it together for me, and he got out a new reed, and he said, lick this reed, wet this reed, And I did. And I said, well, Mr. Turpo, what are we doing today? He says, we're going to do something different today. And so I owe the direction of going to saxophone to him. And after my first
Wow.
squeak that day, I've been squeaking for over 50 years now, you know.
Oh my God.
So,
Over 50 years.
yeah, yeah, actually, yeah. Well over 50
Wow.
years, actually, yeah.
So what horn do you use?
Well, now I currently have a line of saxophones called Cannonball. The website is cannonballmusicalinstruments.com. And I have a signature alto, tenor, and soprano that we've been selling in this partnership for, God, I'm going to say at least 10 years, 11 years.
Mm.
And I've been associated with the company probably 13 or 14 years plus. Great people. They're in Utah. That's where the main plant is. And these horns are just phenomenal. So uh, these are the horns that I use both in the studio and in my live performances. I use them 24/7, and they're just ideal instruments, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. And you also play bass. And I heard something about Brother Johnson.
Oh yeah. Well, I started
Yeah.
playing bass. My very first inspiration on bass was Louis Johnson from the Brothers Johnson, and I'm sure everybody on this thread knows and remembers the Brothers Johnson. And when Louis Johnson stepped up front to play that thunderous bass solo, and I was sitting front row center, I said, I want to do that. I want to do that. So I borrowed a bass. I was in college at the time, and I borrowed a bass from a dear friend of mine named John Jorgensen, who has worked with Elton John and a host of others. And he was an instrument collector. And he happened to have an old bass that he let me use. And I just kind of sat in my dorm room and learned how to play bass. And shortly thereafter, I started playing in little groups for extra money around the college area, you know, doing Sadie Hawkins Day dances and other school dances and things like that. And then later on, I got real serious about it and made it an actual part of my arsenal. And started out my first bass gig live on the road was with Patrice Rushen back late 70s. I'm going to say 1979 to like 1984. And I was her bassist, and then I went on to play bass with Anita Baker for a few years. And then 1987, I got my record deal, and I started playing bass on all of my records. And so it's an integral part of what I do. And currently, while I'm at home during this crazy pandemic, I'm doing a lot of bass sessions for clients who need bass guitar
Oh,
for their records. So I've been keeping busy here. It's been a blessing. It really has.
wow. So does that take you back to the studio days when you were doing something for Anita Baker?
Yeah, kinda. You know, back in the day, everybody used to be in the studio together, which I actually miss those days because, you know, when you include the human element with the music,
Mhm.
uh, it just makes for a more spontaneous experience, I can say. And but now everybody has their home studios, so they'll
Yeah.
call me up and say, "Hey, man, I have this track, but it needs bass, and the track is pretty much finished, but it just needs my bass guitar." And I would lay the bass on it and email the file to them so they can import it to their session and make me part of their band
Mhm. Mhm.
through the internet. So
Wow.
I,
Yeah.
I miss the human element, but we're still functional. We're still making music that make people happy, you know. So I'm glad we're still on that mission.
Well, you are one smooth jazz sax player.
Thank
Um,
you.
love your shows, love to watch you, and your grooves are just off the chain.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
um, don't you all agree? Give me some hearts. This is a smooth jazz player. Did they name smooth jazz after you?
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? A lot of people think I'm a smooth jazz artist, but I've
Oh,
been around for a minute, Roz. You know, I was doing records way before the term smooth jazz even surfaced. It was called instrumental R&B, or it was called contemporary jazz.
oh
So,
yeah,
you
I
know, which
remember
it,
that.
it has a bit more energy rhythmically than smooth jazz. Smooth jazz is a little diluted, a little watered down from what I'm used to doing.
Ooh.
So, and see, I did recording sessions for groups like Earth, Wind and Fire, and Rick James, and folks like that back in the
Ooh,
day.
funk.
So the way I hear music, I hear it in your face. It's not like real pretty and calm. I like it to get it right on the speaker where it's in your face and people are grooving immediately from note one. And that's the way I've always heard music. I've heard big arrangements, horns, string,
Yes, yes.
not just, rhythm section and a horn. So that's just the way I write. That's the way I hear things. And I'm just thankful that people love what I do.
Yeah. Well, I just can we check you out? I mean, I want to check you out. I mean, everybody knows you that's here, but let's check out what I was able to capture in the Mediterranean Ocean.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah. So hang on, y'all. Let's see if we can get. Do you want to cue it up? Let me see. I think I got it. I think I got it. Let's check it out.
Oh,
Wow, that's
who was that
hold
guy?
on a second. That was the man. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Ross.
you.
And
I
what's
wanted
interesting? That was 20 pounds ago. I've actually lost
to
20, 25 pounds since then.
well, you look good. You look
Oh,
absolutely
thank
you look
you.
good then now. It don't matter. Gerald Albright is
You
Gerald
like Big
Albright.
Luther, Small Luther.
I'm gonna drink to that. I'm not answer that one.
Oh, hello, hello. Yeah, but on this pandemic, I've been on the mission of losing weight. A lot of people are saying that they've been gaining weight because they've been home and
Yes, I
not as
have.
active. I decided to go on the mission of losing. Well, I want to lose a lot more than 20, 25 pounds, but I'm down 25 pounds from where I was when the pandemic started. So I'm feeling great. And, the mind is sharper. I'm eating better, and it's all good. So, I want to be around for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So you finished the year off last year on tour of the family business with your daughter. Um,
Yes, yes. Selena Albright, who is my firstborn, dynamic singer, recording artist, and songwriter and producer in her own right. Um, we get together as much as we can, and it's a blessing to have that father-daughter quality time. If it has to be on the road versus at home, that's okay as long as I spend time with my family. I'm a family guy, and it is a mandate for me to be close to my family. Um, so we tour a lot together, and the last time we did extensive touring, we did a Christmas tour together. It's called the Albright Family Christmas Tour, and that was our second annual. And we just had a lot of fun. And so anytime we get a chance to write together, produce together, play live together, I'm gung ho. I'm all about it. And I'm very, very proud of her, and equally as proud of my son, who is a cinematographer and a videographer. And he's done my album covers. He's done videos for me and my wife for her business. And of course, he has an extensive clientele on his own that he keeps busy on. And then occasionally, in between all that, we get on the golf course and play golf together.
yeah, that was my next question. So I know you're a golfer. I think, have you had a chance to golf during the COVID?
Yeah, actually, I played yesterday. I try to play
Oh,
on average at least once a week. Sometimes I get lucky and play twice a week. And I'm just trying to make my game better. You know, golf is one of those games that, like learning an instrument, you got to stay on it to keep your chops up, you know. So I'm trying to get out there and find my swing and play more and more consistent. And it's great. It fits into my life perfectly because I get exercise. I get to use my brain, you know, to kind of figure out shots and distances and the whole deal that encompasses what golf is.
Mhm.
And then it's a great networking base. You never know who you're going to meet on the golf course. They'll pair you with some people who, you know, will be from all walks of life. And I've gotten some great relationships and great friendships out of playing just golf. So I
Mhm.
love it. My son loves it, and I'm trying to get my wife into it. And she bought the golf clothes already. I just haven't
Oh,
seen
okay. I know she did.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be nice because it's a solo. I mean, that's such a Virgo thing too, because
yeah,
we like being independent. We like being alone, although
yeah,
we like being around people.
yeah,
So, do you have any rituals that you have to do before you go on stage?
yeah. One of them is praying. I
Oh,
pray before every. Me and the group pray before every show. Uh,
absolutely.
we're thankful for the travel that got us to the venue. We're thankful for the ability to be employed and uh, and do something that we love to do. We're blessed to be able to uh, come to the venue and have, you know, a full house of people show up, dress up, and show up
Mhm,
to hear what we have to give to them sonically, and you know, with all of our energy. We give 200% in all of our shows. So,
mhm.
but I like to relax before my shows. I like to pray and just make sure that God is in the house.
That's good.
And after that point, it's just all about the camaraderie on stage and the musical conversation on stage,
Mhm,
because that's the language that transcends to the audience. And we never know who we're playing for. You know, a lot of those people that come into the venue, they might have had a bad day, they might have lost a loved one, they might have parted from a relationship, a long-term relationship that they were in or whatever, and they need that one song to make them
mhm,
feel better. So
mhm.
we have quite a responsibility to make them feel better leaving the venue than when they walked in.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
deep. That's
Hmm.
deep. So how is your band doing?
Band's doing fine. You know, they're forced to wear other hats now because we're not uh, doing what we normally do. So a lot of folks,
Hello.
you know what I'm saying? So
Hello.
me included, you know. So the pandemic forced us to kind of reinvent what we do and expand on what we do. So um, we're just rethinking the whole model now. You know, a lot of my band members are in the studio doing more work. They're doing songs and sessions for their clients that they normally work for, and then some of them are doing their own records. They're trying to take a stab of being, you know, their own respective solo artists. And
Mhm.
it's just time to mix it up. But I will tell you this: when this pandemic is over, when all this drama is over, uh, us musicians have so much keyed up inside of us right now that
Ooh,
our
baby.
audience, our audience better watch out, because we're going to throw them
Yeah.
about 400 or 500%.
Oh my
You know?
God. It's gonna be on fire. I
Yeah,
mean,
we can't wait.
oh, I can't wait. What's your favorite venue?
Wow. Now, see, that's a very broad question because I like everything. No, correction. I love everything I do. There's like small clubs that I love, like in DC, Blues Alley or Jazz Alley in Seattle,
Yeah.
or Yoshi's in Oakland.
Mhm,
But we love the bigger venues too. We played all the jazz festivals, you know, Capitol Jazz Fest.
mhm,
We love going to Europe and playing some of those historical venues there, Japan.
mhm.
Um, I love it all for different reasons. I don't really have like a favorite venue, but if I had to give you one answer, I would say my favorite venue is the one that sold out to hear my music.
That's a good answer. Good
That's
answer.
my favorite venue.
Well, I love the one in Denver, the Red Rock. I think I
Oh yeah,
saw.
Red Rocks. Yeah,
Yes,
there's
that's a
also a
beautiful.
great supper club called the Soiled Dove that I play pretty much every February.
Oh,
right around Valentine's Day, and it's a great venue with great food and everything. But Red Rocks is beautiful. Red Rocks
yeah, it's
is absolutely great.
absolutely beautiful. I
Yeah.
think we were there with you and Glennis to see Stevie Wonder, I believe.
Uh,
That was so long ago,
you know
dog.
what? I think we were at Fiddler's Green. You and I went. I think we went to see Earth, Wind, and Fire, didn't we? Was it
See,
Earth,
so you
was
know.
Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago when they toured? I can't. I don't know what I did last week, Roz. So
I know. After 50, I can't remember nothing.
yeah, I don't think it was Red Rocks. I'm sure it was Fiddler's Green, but I'm just trying to remember what artist was performing. I want to say it was Earth, Wind, and Fire in Chicago. That's what
Yeah.
I want to say. But uh,
Well,
mhm.
I was last time, well, the first time we met, uh-oh, it's kind of heavy, um, was at Morehouse College. Can you see this?
I
You had
remember
some,
that. Yeah.
it's a,
Wow. With
yes,
Regina Bell. Yep. Yeah.
yes. You had some hair, Gerald.
Well, very little. I was receding then. So, this is the end result. You know what I mean?
It looks
Lo-
good though.
Thank you. The
That was
homemade.
2007.
What was
Yeah,
that? What
that
was
was
that?
2007.
2007. Amazing. I remember that particular gig like it was yesterday. I remember meeting the president of the college and his wife, and
Yes.
and that was a cool gig at Morehouse. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then we did an Alpha, did a gig, we brought you to Chicago,
Yes.
performed for Alpha, which you are,
Yes. A by A all the way. Yeah.
okay, don't start nothing over
You
here.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Uh, Big
yeah,
props to the other fraternities, but A phi A, Black and Gold, '06. That's all I
yeah.
got to say.
So,
Um,
you have a doggy?
well, we used to have a doggy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, last May we lost Princess. I even have a Facebook site on her. She was family.
Oh,
But we lost her last May. She was a schnoodle. She was 16 years old. And we brought her from California, and she was literally part of the family. Speaking of dogs, the wife and I are considering getting another dog. Um, Two questions: what size dog? Because we've always had small dogs,
yeah.
and I'm a pretty big guy. I'd like to have at least a medium-sized dog, or something I can kind of wrestle with. Of course, she wants the little toy dog so she can bring on
Yeah,
airplanes and all that.
right.
But we're trying to figure that out. The other thing is, speaking of travel, it's just another chore to prepare to have a dog when you travel so much.
Yes.
Every time you leave town, you got to make sure that he or she is in the right place and with people we can trust and all that. And, kennels are not cheap.
No, no, they're not. No, they're not.
So,
Uh,
but we're thinking about it. Yeah, we
yeah,
miss having a dog. Yeah.
yeah, and that's what happened to us, with our dog. When we'd get ready to travel, he would run and hide when I take the suitcase out. So
Oh, wow,
he
really?
knew it was time. He was getting ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
They do
it's
know. They're
hard.
very smart. Very,
Yeah,
very smart. No doubt.
absolutely. So you want to holler at some more people on here? Let's
Yeah,
see.
let me see if I recognize anybody. Okay. Man, Desiree is on here about 500 times. Look at her.
She be working. Oh my God. Glennis is on
Glennis is on there. Delta Sigma Theta. Woo woo. Yeah,
here.
she's a Delta.
Oh,
Uh,
kick that leg, she said.
oh,
Right. That's
yeah,
girl.
yep, yep. I got to kick that leg. That's the way I play. I see Dan Parker. Dan is a dear friend of mine. He used to live here in my city, and he used to fix my horns for me.
Oh,
He's a great instrument repairman, but he's since then retired and moved elsewhere and is enjoying life on the chill. And so hello to
nice,
him.
nice.
Rhonda Mitch, the president of my fan club, GA All Stars.
Right.
Oh, Will Downing's up in here. Look, what's up, Will Downing?
What's
Hey,
up?
man,
Where's he at?
that's my
Okay.
dude right there. That's
Yeah.
my dude.
Thank you for checking us out.
Yes, indeed. Let's see. Ron Ledford, a member of our fan club. Ron has been fueling me with a lot of videos, hard to find videos that I've been wanting. And thank you for that, Ron. I appreciate that. My brother's on, William Albright.
Yeah, I see him. Wait, this thing,
Yeah.
you guys forgive me. I can't keep up with you, but I think it's time for some more music.
Yeah.
So y'all want to hear some Gerald Albright music? Do you want to prep them? I want to do Bermuda. You want to tell them about that song?
Oh, Bermuda Knights. Wow. 1989. That was the title track of my 1989 project, Bermuda Knights. Bermuda is one of my favorite islands. I'm longing to get back there. I've only done a couple of gigs there in my career, but I was so spoiled once I experienced that wonderful island. Great people there, great atmosphere, great food. They have a golf course that I want to play over there too. Golf is very important. But I was inspired to write Bermuda Nights as soon as I got back from one of my performances on that wonderful island. And so that's what you're about to hear is the inspiration from that particular performance, Bermuda Nights. Let's play it. Cheers.
Oh yeah. Yes. Oh. Testify here.
Look out now. my goodness, that was fun. Thank you.
I mean, I'm getting 1,000 questions over here. I'm sorry if I can't get all of your questions. I'm just having such a wonderful time talking to Gerald and trying to keep you all engaged in what's happening. So, how was life on the road for Gerald Albright?
Well, it's been 4 months. I don't remember much of it, but life on the road. I like to keep it simple. I have a certain pattern to my travel, a certain pattern to my dealings with my musicians. Uh, you know, I'm pretty much self-contained. I have my own management company, my own record company, so everything's under one umbrella. We book our own flights, we do everything. It's all under one company umbrella. Um, and so, I like to keep consistent, and that way I don't have to overthink things. So my musicians know what to expect whenever they meet me on the road to do the shows, and 99.9% of the time we have our great relationships with the promoters who hire us to come to their respective cities, and we just we want to keep it simple, have fun. Uh, Once again, not overthink it. You know, there's no egos, there's no tripping. I think half the battle of having a great band is to hire musicians that have great spirits and have great worth ethic and are there to be a team uh, to be cohesive, to transcend this wonderful music to the people who come and pay their money and spend their time with it. So uh, that's life on the road for me. Just keeping it simple. And after doing it so many years, you want simplicity. You want to be in cruise control.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would you say to new artists that are coming up in this business?
Well, um, I would say if you're a vocalist, if you're an instrumentalist, whatever you do your best to perfect your craft. There's several artists out there right now who you can hear in the first 3 or 4 notes of their presentation that they haven't done the work. I come from a school of musicians who did the work. We were in the practice room. We were practicing our scales and our arpeggios and working on our sound and our approach to improvisation and things like that. So if you're going to get into the music field, the entertainment field, it is a lifelong commitment. Even though we are professional musicians, we're equally students of the music as well. We're always learning. You never get too comfortable where you say, okay, I know all the licks, I know all the notes, and I'm good. Because there's always something, because music is so infinite. There's always something to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is, if you're going to be in the music business, learn the business of music, learn contracts, learn how to make deals, learn how to accumulate relationships with people. Relationships is a big thing. You can get a lot more work done just having great relationships than hiring a lawyer or a manager to represent you to get a gig or to get a sum of money that you want and all that. Relationships is a big deal. And I tell my kids that all the time.
It is. I mean, it's part of who you know, but you got to just step out there and treat people accordingly.
Exactly.
You want to make sure
Exactly.
that they remember. They remember. I mean,
They
when I'm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if you do everything that a promoter wants you to do within the respect level,
Mm-hmm.
um, that's normally return business. He'll call you every year for a gig, or she'll call you every year for a gig.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's about customer service. We're all about customer service too, as musicians and artists.
Mm-hmm.
And you want that callback. So you want to make sure that you fulfill the vision of the promoter
Mm-hmm.
and give them 200% of what you do.
And that's one thing about you. Booking you is really a treat because there's no really it's an easy booking in terms of working with you and your team.
Thank
So I
you.
thank you for that. I'm so proud of the dates that we've done, and hopefully we'll do some more Dates 2021. Y'all
Let's
call
do it.
me. Let's get Gerald out there.
My bag's already packed. I don't know about yours, but I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Absolutely. I miss the music. I miss out, at the concerts. I want to shout out Laura. Laura, thank you. The
Hi, Laura.
Voo. That's the Voo. She drove all the way over to my house and brought me a beautiful basket and a bottle of Voo in there. So I wanted to save that for a
Oh,
Gerald Albright party. So
oh, that's
thank you.
awesome. That's awesome. Good to
Thank
have
you.
good to have friends.
It
Yeah,
is. It is.
beautiful.
Um, so what else is going on? I know you've got new music coming up. Let me bring you up a little closer so I can
Yeah, I
hear
have new music coming up. And whoo, boy, it's funky too. I can't tell you much about it because we're still in the
you.
embryonic stage of it. But we're taking our time with it. We're making sure we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's with the music because we want it, once it's released, to be correct. And so we're probably looking at October or November for a release. And, we're doing all the things we need to do leading up to that to make it right. The other thing I've been doing some live stream concerts at my studio, which is called G's Place, my home studio. And when the pandemic first started, the whole thing was, okay, how do I pay my bills? This is what people were saying. How do I pay my bills? My electric bills due. I don't want my electricity off. How I'm going to pay rent. And, the government's talking about stimulus checks. When are they coming? How much am I getting? So I decided to do these live streams, and I started a musicians relief fund where people would cash app me or PayPal me funding for the enjoyment of the concert. And then I would in turn flip that money to musicians who needed to have money like right away. Not stimulus check money that may come in a month. They needed something right away. So if in case people on the thread want to donate to that, you can go to my Cash App, which is Gerald AA, the @ Gerald AA, or my PayPal, which is the @ Gerald AA and the number 1. And if you give, we thank you in advance for that. That money will go to those musicians who are wondering how the next rent bill is going to get paid, And so that's my way of just giving back and paying forward. We need that now. Everybody needs to come together and be harmonious in that way to assure that we're taking care of one another. So that's where we are with that. So that's what I've been doing.
Amen.
That's what I've been
Amen. Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear? Desiree, put it in a box. What was
doing.
that address?
Yes, Desiree she'll put it in the thread, believe me.
Yeah, put it
But
in. She
the
got
Cash
it.
App is the excuse me, the $sign for Cash App. The $sign Gerald, Gerald, and then the letters AA, and PayPal is the @ Gerald, AA, and the number 1.
Amen.
Yeah.
So I just want to go back down the road for a second.
Okay.
The Rhythm of Love tour with
Oh,
Vesta, Will Downing.
yeah.
Woo! Can we get some
Good
more
times.
of that?
Good
I
times, man.
mean,
Yeah.
oh my God, that
Well,
was a good show.
those were great times. The Rhythm of Love tour, depending on the year, employed some great artists like Rochelle Farrell and Jonathan Butler, of course Will Downing. The cool thing that stemmed from the Rhythm of Love tour is the Pleasures of the Night project between myself and Will Downing. We went in the studio after that, and we talked about doing a collaboration, and lo and behold, here comes Pleasure of the Night, and people are still enjoying it. People are still buying it, and it was a beautiful record to do, and it was lush. Will and I handpicked some wonderful tunes, and we did a couple of originals as well. And Will Down is on here talking about Can We? I love it. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna call you, Will. I'm gonna call you. But
Holla call.
yeah. So the Rhythm
Yeah.
of Love experience was great, and God, Phil Perry. I
Oh,
mean,
I was just thinking about
yeah, Phil
him.
Perry, great music came from there, and
Yeah.
Actually, that tour lasted longer than we thought it was going to last, because people kept asking us, to prolong the tour. We just did dates and dates. And this is around the time period where both Will Downing and Rochelle Farrell had the wonderful song "Nothing That's Ever Felt Like This Before." And,
Yeah.
man, talk about a hit
Oh,
back in the day.
nice.
So
Yes.
good time,
Yes.
good time.
Good time. Good time. I
Yeah.
remember those good. And the summer horns. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
Oh my God. How did you guys decide what songs to play with? I mean, everybody's playing the horn. How'd you
Yeah.
decide what you gonna do?
Well, the diplomatic person that Dave Cause is, he came up with the idea, and he called myself and Rick Braun, and the first run of it was Richard Elliott and Mindy Abair. It was the first tour that we did, and he said, I got this idea, but I want everybody to put their ideas into the kitty, and we figure out what we want to do. We figure out what uh, arrangers and producers we want to use. And I mean, we started from scratch and just collectively developed this wonderful concept. And then suddenly we're on the road for, 3 or 4 summers doing the Summer Horns tour. And it was great. It was high energy. The music came from all different directions, from Chicago to Earth, Wind and Fire to, just a plethora of different genres and artists were involved, and it was good times. It was really, really good times. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that Summer Horns experience.
So I know I'm jumping all around, but because you're multi-instrumentalist, is your ear different from a singer, what you hear?
Well, I try to emulate singers actually, in terms of
Oh.
when I play my horn, because they say the saxophone is the closest instrument to the human voice because of the expression aspect of the instrument. And so you listen to people like Nat King Cole, Johnny Hartman, Ella Fitzgerald, Gladys Knight, folks like this, Whitney Houston, the way they approach their phrasing and their inflections vocally, we try to emulate that through the horn.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so in that way, we think alike. You know,
Mhm.
of course,
Mhm.
there are things that we do with our saxophones that some vocalists can't do, with their voice.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I try
Yeah.
to couple all that together to make the concept of what my sound is.
Yeah. So I had a question this week and I want to pose it to you. Someone was contacting me and asking me, do you still use LPs or EPs? Maybe you can help
Well,
me.
LPs are albums. Uh,
Okay.
I'm assuming they're talking about albums. You know what's interesting? There's a whole market now where, and a lot of artists, I think Layla Hathaway, even if I'm not mistaken, on one of her projects, she also put it on LP as an option for those people who
Mm.
had turntables, and I thought that was ingenious. Um, I still have my old albums. When you go back and listen to them, they have a certain vibe.
Yeah.
Just the way they were recorded, mostly analog, and
Mhm.
so it had that warmth that
Mhm.
sometimes you can't get from recording digitally.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Mhm.
I love LPs, and maybe in the near future I'll employ that option for people to be able to have in their households, of my new music.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what about sampling? Is there a process to sampling your music if somebody wanted to sample your music?
Well, yeah, I mean, I own the rights. It's an intellectual property, so I own the rights to my music. So they have to come to me and say, "Hey, I have this project, and we'd like to use, a clip of your music within our new music." And then we start the deal making. What in terms of licensing, usage of that sample. I love when people sample my music, because that means the
Mm.
postman brings a check to the mailbox. Thank you very much. But
You
thank you.
heard him. You heard
Yeah,
him right here.
come
Go
on now,
ahead.
come on, postman. I need
Sample.
you. I need you.
Sample.
So yeah, sampling is an important thing, and it's a big deal. A lot of hip hop records, a lot of R&B records have a lot of sampling elements in them, and it's a good tool because it brings familiarity of some older songs to some new and current stuff. So it's a nice bridge of the genres.
Hmm. And I just want to say that the last time, well, not the last time, maybe the last time I actually saw you and Glennis was 2017 in the Mediterranean Ocean in Venice.
Yeah, was that a hang or what?
Oh my
We're not
God.
talking
Oh,
Venice, California now. We're talking Venice,
no,
Italy.
yeah, yeah, no. We was in Italy.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. Come on, Venice, the history, just the beauty, and then we're on the ship and we're cruising along with wonderful artists, and it's just a great experience. And
Yes,
I hope we get back to that. I'm not so keen on jumping on a ship right now with the
but
pandemic, but maybe down the line, 2021 or whatever, if we get our act together. Come on,
yes,
United States, let's get our act together. Let's
yeah,
let's do this.
we
We
are
know.
booked. We are booked on 2021. So
Okay.
that's May. That's Morocco, so
Yeah.
we're looking forward to. And hello to all the Dave Koz fans out there.
Hey, hey.
I know I was putting a Gerald Albright all on the Dave Koz cruisers because the cruise, we just love you. 2013, we were with you and your wife in we ran into you in Rome. We hadn't even
Yeah.
got in the ship yet. You
Yeah.
guys were shopping.
Yeah. Yeah. We were making the rounds.
Yeah, you
Uh,
was making around. So
well,
well,
that's the beauty of music. Music takes you all over the globe. And in the early days, when I was invited to come to places like Japan for the first time, I would say to myself, do they understand my music? I'm an American, and is my stuff really popular over there? And I get over there, and they know my music better than I do. So
yeah,
it's
they
just the
do.
greatest compliment to have people globally just embrace you, and
Mm,
just they become uplifted by your music, and it's a wonderful thing. It's the greatest compliment for a musician to go somewhere and people go, okay, I know that song. Let's do it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So should we listen to one more song of Charles, or should we talk some more? Would
Well, should we anything, you know what, I'm living in your world, so whatever you like to do, if you like,
oh, thank you.
if you like to play some music, we should say hello to a few more people here though. uh let's see who
People
we have here. I did see Lydia Thomas. Hey, Lydia, I saw you on here. Uh,
going so
Gary
fast.
Walters.
Gary.
Gerald, you are a
Gary
living legend. Like, thank
Legends.
you.
Oh, that's
Gary,
what I
thank you.
wanted to
Gary.
tell you. Go ahead. What's his name? Oh my God. Let's see.
While you're
Gary
thinking
Wall.
about that, I see on the thread Chucky Booker.
Oh yeah, I saw
Wait,
that.
Chucky is one of my favorite artists. Chucky and I go back to, woo, Chucky. I don't want to tell on this man age wise, but uh, RLA Studios, a studio in Glendale, California, where his first album came out of, probably his second album, Turned Away, all that great music from Chucky. Um, Chucky has played on several of my projects, sung on my projects. He's been a writer, producer, all of the above. Much respect to Chucky
Nice.
Booker. Yeah, he is a genius and a giant. Yeah.
Wow. I know what I was gonna say. Look, and I gotta say it before. Oh, here's Paul Williams. What's up? Wait a minute. This thing be moving. Here he is. Paul Williams. What's
Hey, Paul. What's up,
up?
man?
That's Paul Williams Jr., The Temptations, Dennis
All right, man.
Edwards.
One of
Yeah,
my
good to
favorite
see you
groups.
on there before. George Duke. He
Yes.
passed the torch here to you.
George. I was so blessed to know George. George, I called my industry dad. Um,
Mm,
we would do recording sessions together. And when we stood next to each other, we looked a lot alike back in the day.
I can see
And,
that.
it was something about the cheeks, you know, George had those cheeks, man. And he had the same pattern,
Yeah, I
and
can see that. I can see that right now.
only George
He
had
has
hair
a
and I
fitness
didn't.
style.
But he called me son, and I called him Papa G, and just had so many occasions to work with him, both in the studio and on cruises and in jazz festivals and things like that. Just nobody like George. Nobody like George. I miss him dearly.
Yeah. Would they ask, would there be Funk Master, they're calling you.
Oh, Ulysses Bailey, a bad saxophonist from Flint, Michigan. He's a bad boy. Hey, man, what's up?
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So y'all want to hear some more music? You got to give me some hearts or something. You know how we do it here. These are the ground
Hearts, please.
rules.
Hearts, please.
Hearts.
Right.
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's hear something else. Taking control. Let's go.
Oh man, that was a little funky right there. Wait a minute.
I was feeling that. I was
All
feeling
right.
that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I just have a couple more questions and then we're going to, I hate to let you go, man, because we, miss seeing you out there, but I'm so grateful that you're here
Thank
with
you.
us.
Thank you. Before we get to the questions, I want to do two things real quick. As we're sitting here, we're blessed that people are donating to the Musicians Relief Fund as we speak. And I want to say
Wow.
thank you to, I don't want to say your last name because you might want to remain anonymous, but I want to thank Tanya and I want to thank Sheila for donating in real time as we're doing the interview. The musicians are going to thank you wholeheartedly and they're going to feel really, really blessed. So thank you for that. And also, I wanted to make a quick announcement that tomorrow, check your social media. Go to my Facebook page, go to my Twitter page, go to my Instagram page. I'm going to make a big announcement. I can't say it here, but I'm going to make a big announcement and you're going to go, oh, snap. This is cool. So just keep that in mind. My content editor, Desiree, will make sure that you're well informed of that particular announcement. Okay. Now let's get to the questions. All right, we're good.
No, you gotta tell us.
Oh no, I can't. It's gotta happen tomorrow. No wine before
Tomorrow.
no
Oh, okay.
no wine before it's time. Okay.
Okay, well let's let's have one more drink before I know people want to know how accessible are you to your artists. I mean to your um listeners.
Very accessible. Now I'm 6 feet accessible because of the pandemic with a mask. So it's going to be a little different coming up here in the upcoming months. But I love my people. I absolutely love my people, and uh, even through social media, I have a plethora of questions that I try to answer expeditiously. Musicians ask me about the music business or what kind of horn I use, what kind of mouthpiece, what kind of reed. Um, and then people just have regular questions too. So I try to get in there on Messenger and answer as many questions as I can. So I'm very interactive. And I think that's the beauty of what we do. I think, we're in a people's business and my family has afforded me the blessing to spend an ample amount of time with my audience. So I thank my family for being patient on all those tours that I went on over the years where I couldn't be at home for one reason or another. But, I was out there just trying to make do for the family, keep it moving, so that's how we do it.
Wow. Well, Gerald, I am very honored and grateful to have spent this time with you tonight. Thank you so much for being on Roz's Happy Hour, for saying yes to coming on. I know you could be a lot of places, sort of, right now, but
Right.
thank you. You are dear to me and always will be. And I need everyone to go follow Gerald Albright on all of his social media.
Thank you.
Continue supporting him. And again, I say if you're looking to book him to perform virtually, I'm sure he can make it happen. I'm your girl, though. Holla at me.
Holler, holler.
In 2021, let's book some dates. Let's
Yeah,
do
let's
some
do
stuff
it. I can't wait. I
together.
can't wait to see you again, Roz. It's always a pleasure. And thank you for spending time with me in this hour as well. We've been friends a long time and you supported my career for many, many years and decades. And I just thank you for that. Blessings to you and yours, and blessings to everybody who's on the thread. Let's just be safe out there, y'all. Let's do what we need to do to get past this pandemic. You know, let's get to 2021. 2020, let's just zip on by that bad boy and just, get back to some kind of normal. All right. I love you so much. My family loves you. They say hello. And God bless you. God bless all. God bless you.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Well, this concludes another episode number 10 with Gerald Albright. Thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to next week. We have a Chaz guest. He is an American painter, nationally and internationally known. You may even have some of his artwork in your home. So we're talking arts and entertainment. Let's bring him. We'll bring in somebody different. So stay safe at home, wear your mask, and when you go out, and we want to have more live concerts soon. So peace and my love to you all. Blessings.